Welcome to Linkronicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, your linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. Today we're going to be talking about the topic of fear. Now, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't done a video on this yet. I mean, we've talked about it in snippets in all the other videos and some blogs, but fear is such a big topic that I wanted to do an entire video on this very subject. Fear. Everybody has a little something, right? You can even be fearless and still have fear. Do you know why? Because fear is not real, but anxiety is. Okay? There's a difference. So today we're going to be talking about how we separate the two and learn to understand it so we can overcome the entire idea of what fear is. Now, the reason why I say fear is not real, and a lot of people may argue with me about that, is because I want to break it down into a way that you digest how this came about to where you comprehended what fear is in your brain. When you were a baby learning to walk, you were a little clumsy, trying to learn how to walk like a little baby deer, and you stumbled, and somebody once said, "Ah!" And you're like, "What? I was doing fine, man. I was walking, I was getting my legs going, and I was putting one foot in front of the other." But until somebody reacted, you didn't know that there was anything to be afraid of. Now, I'm not trying to bash parenting or anything like that. Of course, people are concerned for your safety, health, and well-being, and they care about you and they love you, which is why that whole thing happened in the first place, because they were afraid of what was going to happen. Not that it happened yet, but in your psyche, you have digested the idea that, oh, I must be careful when I walk. I must be afraid of something. This same reaction trigger is what happens anytime somebody sees a spider or a clown or something that, you know, whatever the fear is, right? And when we learn that that's what it is, we are reacting to someone else's reaction. Not technically our own. We didn't even own fear yet. We didn't even know what it was. So it was kind of implanted. And that's how we kind of approach every situation. We absorb energy. We used to take in energy, other people's perception of what there is to be afraid of. And that's what starts the whole thing going on in our minds. So this is why I say fear isn't real, and you can overcome it. Now, anxiety and nervousness stem from your red flag, your internal gut intuition, GPS factor of caution. Caution's good. Caution actually prevents us from having any accidents or injuries or any mishaps. And that's a good thing, but that's not the same thing as fear. So I wanted to break it down this way so you can kind of understand why you can actually conquer fear. Now, you're going to think this is cheesy, really cheesy, but the way that you actually overcome fear is to face it head on. And it sounds silly and simple, so simple that it sounds stupid, but it's true. But you have to understand where your fear comes from. And so I'm encouraging you, write down your fear. 1 fear, 2 fears, 10, hundreds if you have them. Write it all out, because once you see it in front of you, you can actually take a look at it and have a relationship with it and go, I see you, fear. I'm not going to let you prevent me from living. I'm not going to let you prevent me from having a great experience. I'm not going to let you dictate how my life's going to go, right? And with that, we can start to calm anxiety. Now, I'm not just talking, I've walked my talk. I overcame my fear of heights. And it wasn't really heights I was afraid of, it was what was implanted in my brain when I was climbing a ladder and my mother went, "Ah!" And I'm like, what? I climbed up the ladder fine, I get down the ladder fine. But then after that reaction, I used to have this thing where I'd climb ladders and I'd get really wobbly knees and not understand where that came from. So in high school, I tried out for cheerleading, and scarier than climbing a ladder is climbing people, because you have to learn how to trust. The ladder has its bolts and its anchoring the way that it is. People, a breeze can knock them over, you know, their knee may give out, something, and all of a sudden you are face plant. So that's how I first started to overcome it. Thought I was fine, came back around again. You know how that works. If you don't overcome something, it comes back around again to surprise you. Actually had to climb a ladder this time. Got through that, changed the marquee in high school. Eventually I did something more severe later in the 90s. I did reverse rocket launcher bungee, human bungee, several G's, and I actually overcame it, but it happened in baby steps. And so maybe your fear has to be conquered in baby steps. Like if you are afraid of a spider, maybe you need to hold a spider. Maybe, you know, not the poisonous ones, but just understand where that fear comes from. Are you afraid of it attacking you? Are you afraid of it just because of how it looks? Are you afraid of it because somebody reacted? You know, whatever the fear is or the phobia is, little tiny steps at a time, and you can conquer it head on. And suddenly, it's not real anymore, right? It's just your perception that's been tweaked. And so, when we address anxiety, yes, anxiety is a good thing. That's something we can use to our benefit as long as it doesn't paralyze us from living our life. Fear is something that actually can be conquered. So take the time today, write out your list, learn what that is for you in terms of fear, list it out, see how long you've been carrying this around with you, and decide today whether or not you're going to actually take it head on, face the challenge, and overcome your fears today. I'm Stacey Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Linkronicity, blogspot.com, and go to linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I hope you have a wonderful day without fear. you.